Basement Bookers Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Basement Bookers Podcast. It's your boy, Basement Chair. Happy to have you all here with us. With me, as always, as usual, relentlessly, unstoppable, the perpetual champion machine, Rich the Riz. Everybody, welcome Rich the Riz here. I know you couldn't tell it was him because of how the intro started, but yes, it's him.
I promise it's me.
Your hat fell off.
That happens. So I can't have the headset and the strap on and the mask. So it's okay. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
We got this.
Well, you're probably all confused. What am I supposed to be? It was supposed to be Batman. But you got to give direct instructions sometimes, and sometimes it just brings you back to when you're little and the wires get crossed. But instead of the wires, it's the delivery service or whatever. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's actually kind of like that movie The Fly, where like they expected one thing to come out, but it was something else.
Both things.
Right.
All righty.
Like, no, it's not Batman. It's Man-Bat.
It's a man, but it's a bat. It looks like you're doing like a pigeon.
It could be a bat.
It looks like it's different wings. Like the way the fingers work is because they're like, I don't like this. It looks weird. It makes my hands look scary and stuff. It also destroys the island. I don't know if you've noticed, but
I did. Roman is rampaging a little bit. So.
Look, it's been a rough week. You know, we could start with that before we go in and talk about Halloween Havoc. Because we didn't forget Halloween Havoc was this week. No,
nope.
We decided that we would do what happened Halloween Havoc, what if good, and then talk about next week Halloween Havoc. Even if not good, we talked about that. So don't worry about that. We're going to talk about that. But more importantly, yesterday on Smackdown, we had a contract signing between the megastar, LaKnight, and the tribal chief, the head of the table. Hats off to Basement Chair's friend here, Rich the Riz, who had to take his hat off in acknowledgement to his tribal chief, and he let him put it back on. Roman Reigns, he comes out, and he puts the finger up, but then, for the first time in the history of whatever, he was interrupted. I got to admit, LA Knight got heat from me because of that.
Yeah, it was certainly an eye-opener for me. Like you see, it's always been Roman's intro. Roman gets everything, and then Roman proceeds and opens the show. And it was shocking to hear someone's music, anyone's music, interrupt Roman's entrance. That is chutzpah. That is someone that knows he has the ultimate Kavorka. Yeah.
The tribal chief it's not just music. It's a banger. It's an anthem. And it was interrupted. Like, I don't mind LA Knights, but it's just there's leagues. There's levels to this. It's been a week. No Roman Reigns last week. And they didn't even acknowledge him. I don't remember the last time that's ever happened. So LA Knight's going to lose, and it's going to be terrific. He's just going to get wrecked.
Here's the thing. Everything that LA Knight has been saying is true. Fastest rise. He's not supposed to be here. Like, actually, kind of like Cena was on the verge of being fired, right? And they flip the gimmick. They give him back the Eli Drake gimmick, LA Knight. Yeah. And the only thing he said that is not true is that he's winning the title next week.
That's the only thing that wasn't true, and it's not really a lie if it hasn't happened yet. Correct. He believes that he will win, but he will not win because Jimmy J is going to have something to say about that. And something tells me whether Jimmy is hurt, on the disabled list, and can't do anything, or is fine and he can do something, he'll probably be feuding with LA Knight after this is done. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think about that?
To be honest, I haven't thought a whole lot about the post crown, what everything's going to look like post crown jewel, because there's a lot of things up in the air. Like, I feel like part of we can't talk about that without talking about Cena versus Solo,
Yeah.
you know, because like Cena's on a singles match losing streak since it's a couple years now, right? So this is a big match for Cena. Cena loses. Like, does he take a break? Does he stop feuding with the bloodline? Like, or is that it for this part of his contract?
Hmm.
Does he win? If he wins, what then? Does Cena go for Roman? Cena did
Uh,
say he had to. He said he told Roman he hadn't earned it yet, and that was why he wanted to build up to the world title.
I don't know if winning one match against Solo Sikoa gets you contention for the undisputed world heavyweight championship, or whatever they're
Eh,
calling it.
WWE, plot lines.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you beat a
guess.
bloodline guy, so here's the big bloodline guy. He
I
happens to
mean,
be the big champ.
stranger things have happened. You could be someone who I didn't even know was working at the company, get a win, and you have a title match. Have you seen Abadon, or whatever she calls herself there?
Abadon, yeah. So like when
All
she
right.
was announced when she was announced as in the match last night, I just watched this like just before we hit the button here. I was like, it's right before Halloween. Is that what Tony Khan's doing? And at the end of the match, I had my answer. It is yes, that's what Tony Khan's doing.
It won't even be November anymore. Or is this like a special that they're doing when the match
Well,
happens?
it's November 1st,
There you go.
Wednesday.
It's the day after Halloween.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh wait, no. Wait a second. I think it's tonight. I think it's on Collision.
Oh, if it's on Collision, then that makes sense. Look,
Let me
we should
scroll back
probably
to
not
Rampage.
talk shit unless we know something. Yeah, Collision's tonight.
Yeah,
It,
it's tonight on Collision.
all right, fine. So I guess that's okay, but I don't think being a monster qualifies. But whatever, it doesn't matter. It's a nice little match for everybody to, you know.
And I'm sure we're gonna get interference or some sort of run-in from someone who is a more regular star and soon to be contender.
Yeah. This is for the world women's, right? Not TBs.
Correct. This is she gets a match against Hikaru Shida.
Hmm.
3-time.
Hikaru 3 time. Hikaru trios.
Mm-hmm.
Hikaru tres veces. Sting, he's retiring.
Sting!
Did you watch last week's episode?
Yep,
Oh, so you heard your voice there?
kinda.
So, Sting is retiring, and Tony Khan, he said he's got a gift.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a gift for Sting. It's not a gold watch, you get for retirement. It's not like not a car, not a private jet, uh, no women, but instead, Ric Flair. Ric Flair is there to ride the coattails of the Stinger on the way out. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. But please have Sting wrestle Dustin Rhodes in his final match. It makes even more sense now.
Yeah.
Like, you'd have Ric Flair there. You have Dustin, who is not only your friend's son, but also you wrestled in WCW.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done it continuously.
Mm-hmm. And then Christian comes out and says, Dustin, I knew your father.
Look, Rich Perez, we all love Christian Cage. I think he's spreading his tentacles too far. All right, let's focus on one fatherless man at a time. Let's stay focused on Nick Wayne, raising Nick Wayne. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Christian Cage, he's upset Wardlow so much that he's just taking it out on MJF, who's done nothing recently to Wardlow.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is kind of odd, but okay. It's like the last thing that happened to you had nothing to do with MJF.
Oh, the vignette said he was sitting home watching yada yada.
That
He's
he's the
angry now.
champion and he's not.
Yeah.
Well, he's not because he sucks. And it's not that he sucks, but you don't get to see if he sucks or not, really. Because they
In
keep
part,
turning off the oven and turning it on.
exactly. I was just gonna say that. It's strongly Tony Khan. Well, not specifically Tony Khan, but he does have the real reins. It's the stop start. Stop with the stop start. Wardlow was hot coming off the feud with MJF. He was super hot. Cooled off. Okay, cool. TBS title run. Cool. Stop start. Stop start. That it's a killer, man, because you get the wear and tear on your body having match after match after match, and then all of a sudden you're not on TV, so you're not getting your reps. Sure, your body's recovering, but it's kind of the worst. There it goes.
Yeah.
It's the it's the worst of both worlds, It's not good for the character.
No. So, I think the last guy that beat was it Powerhouse that beat Wardlow?
Yeah.
So why isn't he upset with
Powerhouse.
him? Well, I guess because he's also a heel. We don't even know if Wardlow is a heel. He's just beating people really fast. He's not really doing heel stuff. I mean, he did shove Tony Schiavone, but that's not exactly a heel thing to do, is it?
It's a face thing, if you ask me.
Yeah. All right. I guess it depends on who you talk to. So.
So there are some. What I like is that, and about AEW in general, is that there are some aspects, some characters that it's open to interpretation whether or not they're a heel or a face, and it's kind of I really don't want my nose to knock over my coffee, by the way. But it like that they let you kind of in certain circumstances root for who you want, and you lead the story. You, the fans, kind of lead the story as to who's the heel, who's the face, whatever. Um, like I just never liked Tony Schiavone, so to me, he's the heel.
That's great for a choose your adventure.
Yeah.
But when you have a narrative, it should be the same for everybody that watches it.
Right. So I like that for they're more consistent with the the bigger storylines.
Yeah.
Like your
Could
MJF, Tony
yeah,
Storm.
all the big guys. Could we have? And I'm not specifically asking for any of this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But in regards, speaking of MJF and all that stuff, does MJF beat Kenny Omega at Collision?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does make because he's in too much stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the match itself, which I don't have a problem with,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people are like, "What's the story?" I'm like, "It's right there.
Yeah, they
It's
told us.
not out of
Kenny doesn't want his
nowhere."
streak broken.
Yeah. So
That's okay. And I it's not a complicated story to tell, so they don't need to dwell on it and drill it home, Like they told us about it on Dynamite. They reinforced it with a very, very good vignette on Rampage. So like we're honest in our criticism of AEW, but of course as part of that, we're honest when they do something well. That was a very good vignette, and there's no need to overcomplicate this upcoming match. What's it about? Kenny doesn't want his streak broken. Why? Because he is a proud person, and there you go.
Yeah. There you
No
go.
need to overcomplicate it. I like it.
I'm going to make a prediction right now. Not only will Kenny Omega lose,
Hmm.
there's going to be some, there's going to be some shenanigans.
Some
You know,
callous.
Bullet Club Gold,
Mm,
Callus, it could be all of those things at the same time. It's AEW.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I also think that when Julia Hart returns, she's going to become the TBS champion. The seeds are already there. We've
Hmm.
spoken about this. Sky Blue, Willow Nightingale, they've turned. We just haven't. It just hasn't happened yet. It's only a
Skye more
matter of
so than
time.
Willow. Hmm.
Yeah, but I think I'm not. I might be incorrect because I don't know the timeline of events. But I think Sky Blue got hit first with the mist, and then it was Willow Nightingale. So I think it's like a time thing. So otherwise, I might be wrong. I don't give a shit. I don't care if I'm wrong.
At him. At
You,
Basement Chair.
yeah, go ahead. It's popping off. All right. This has been the AEW 15ish. We're going to head on over and we're going to talk about Halloween Havoc last week and then Halloween Havoc next week. All righty. Finally on to Halloween Havoc after the AEW 15ish. If more comes up, we'll talk about it. I know I said that already, but you never know who's tuning in. Maybe there was a commercial and you don't even remember what happened, but I'm here to tell you. Rich Deriz has you covered. Rich Deriz, spin the wheel, make the deal. Devil's Playground match, the first match on the Halloween Havoc card proper. Go on ahead. Let us know how you felt about it, what you think. Was it
I
the
thought
right move? Did Freddy Krueger do the right thing here?
so. I thought it was interesting to open with this match, right? But I think it was a good match. It was a fun match. The only thing that really bothered me about this match, besides the fact that it was obvious that Roxanne Perez was going to win, after the match, so like we saw Roxanne hit Kianna James, these names, with her purse, right, which she apparently had loaded with a brick.
A brick case
Right. And
or a
then
brick purse.
so she dumps it out and we see pieces of a brick
Because the
as if
brick broke.
right.
But she didn't just hit her with it. She did a move on it.
The brick is not going to break from that.
But what if it's made out of sugar? I was
That's
confused
yeah,
because I knew it was a brick,
right.
but then I'm like, did she use magic to turn them into little gummy things? Because it looked almost like little giant gumdrop chunks or something. I'm like, what is that? It's like, oh, the brick broke because she dropped a person on it. I guess
Stop with stuff that is beyond the realm of realism, please.
Yeah, I
Please.
guess beyond the realm of real. Okay. Are you in the right sports entertainment?
Yes. You see, like I can only suspend so much disbelief.
That's true. We all know that if you just hit somebody in the head with a brick, you win the match, Moxley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Damn it.
yeah. That being said, I thought it was fine. I think Roxanne Perez needs better music. Maybe when she gets called up, is just all right. Characters that need new music: Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, Carlito, Johnny Gargano. Fix it back.
They can't. They don't want to use CFOs. They got to pay the new guy.
To pay the new guy by firing him and get Get a more effeminate man and don't tell me that it is one. Just do something. It's not the same. He sounds like it's like a whiny bad. Remember Simple Plan? Those bands, like something like that. I don't want that.
Man.
That doesn't belong in professional wrestling.
No, damn it.
Jesus. All right, let's go on to the next match on the card. And that was, of course, next we have Lexus Kang. Lexus Kang, who, when he showed up, the presentation, he's on his little. Does he come out on the chair? Is he sitting on the chair and they just push it out? That would have been, or does he just drop into the seat?
No, he slides out on a throne because he's king. Or Kang, as you're pronouncing.
What is he Kang of exactly?
His own life and his own legacy that he's building.
Is that the
himself.
gimmick? That he's the king of his own life and his own. Wouldn't we all be the kings of our own lives? There's a
Yeah,
Lexus Kang in all of us.
there could be, but yeah, the thing is, dad's legacy, not a continuation, yada yada.
The name, all of it feels like some kind of like, you go to a junkyard and there's like the cars just all stacked up and he's just like on top and he sat there and he's like the king. I would believe it. I would believe this guy's the king of the trash people. And I'm not saying that he's, a trashy person. I'm just saying if anybody wanted to use that in a promo and roast him, then they're free to do so. The match was against the self-proclaimed gateway to NXT. The first ever Philippines-born NXT superstar, I think, is what they said on commentary, which means it could be wrong.
Yeah, I think
it's like height.
I think that's correct.
And weight.
Because they have a couple of Filipino stars already, Shotzi included. She's part Filipino.
But maybe he's 100% pure.
I think he's the only one that's out that was actually born in the Philippines.
All right, there you go. So maybe Philippines-born NXT superstar, and the finisher was a sort of like draping, spinning DDT.
Neckbreaker. Or invert. Right. Yeah, so like swinging
neckbreaker or
inverted DDT.
Mm-hmm. Unlike Randy's, where it's just slap, do a DDT, so it's like an inverted neckbreaker thing.
Yeah.
What do you think he calls that?
Put me on the spot here.
I would call it the.
Oof. I wouldn't call it. I don't think they would call it the.
It's a little bit insensitive when I think about it. So I'm gonna just bleep it, and just people could just figure it out themselves.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Even though that wasn't how his. Was it?
No, I was just saying.
Anyway,
why not?
Why not? I'm sure WWE legal would have a few.
It could stand. You don't know what it could stand for. Overdrive.
Overdrive's its own thing, though.
Yeah, that's true. It's a Randy thing. All right.
Randy was the first in WWE/FTV to use the overdrive. But anyway, actually MVP was using it for a while. The Playmaker.
Whatever you want to call it, that's not what they're calling it here. We don't know yet. It could be anything. They could call it the floopy doop oopy doop.
Could call it the Legacy.
But he doesn't care. Oh yeah, he wants to make his own, I guess.
Right.
How about potpourri? Or like the moonshine. What about the moonshine? Or how about the meth breaker?
Oh,
method breaker.
Like given his presentation in like the only match he's had so far, I feel like he could they could, if they're not careful, accidentally lean a little too far into him looking like Tiger King.
Oh, If only. He's a Kang.
Right.
Maybe the crown? Oh, you can't. It's his crown.
Crown him king.
Yeah, I don't even know. Whatever.
The Arquette.
Email in what you think the finisher for Lexus King should be. I thought it was the debut was fine, but as in all things, it's just like the pilot. So I need to see how he does against other guys that are not the gatekeeper.
Yep.
Shit.
Next is Kelani, Jordan, and Ariana Grace.
Yep. Oops. I
Okay.
got the wrong picture for here. It spoils the end of the match because the final is going to be Lola Vice.
Yeah, that I
versus
think was
Kelani
that was
Jordan.
after the Lola Vice match.
You know what we could do is we could cancel out two at the same time because who gives a
Sure.
shit? Those matches
Yeah.
were so fast. Like, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but I felt like the second one that they had was fast. Like, because I looked down at my phone and I looked up and the match was over.
Here you go, rookies. You get 2.5 minutes, including entrances.
Yeah. Well, Electra Lopez is over here, so
They gotta find some I don't know. She's got a look. She has a very unique look. I wonder if they're waiting for the Keita Lions to come back to actually give her something to do.
it's possible. It's possible that it could be like a situation where Electra helps Lola Vice win,
Mhm.
and they're just together until they turn on each other. Or it could be like, because right now it kind of feels like. Do you remember the men's breakout tournament?
Mhm.
And Carmelo Hayes had won,
Yeah.
and after that, who teamed up with him?
Trick.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Mhm.
could like Electra be the trick to Lola Vice type of thing? Or maybe like Electra causes Lola Vice the match and really she's behind Kelani Jordan? Because I couldn't tell you which of these is the plan. You know what I mean? You could usually tell who the plan is.
I have a feeling it's so we can talk about who's ultimately going to win, but I feel like it's going to be Kalani Jordan. She was getting a push. She was getting a rub. She was getting the rub off of Dana Brooke, as much as that did for Dana Brooke, obviously. Lola Vice is currently, as we know, getting the Electra Lopez rub. I feel like Kalani, maybe she gets the win with a roll up, sneaks one out, whatever, and then Lola Vice and attacks. Maybe Electra Lopez attacks also, and maybe a new ally comes forward.
But Kelani Jordan is dressed like Spider Gwen, Rich. Spider Gwen. Another spider person.
Next up on Halloween Havoc was the NXT Tag Team Championship between the family, the Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo and Stacks against Chase U.
Only JC Jade's allowed to do that now. No one else. So,
Okay.
well, you probably weren't paying attention during the celebration in the ring because she was the better one. So, we have here a failure to communicate. Not really, but a successful miscommunication if you think about it. JC Jade wanted to get the crowbar to Chase, and he's like, no, not like this. But then D'Angelo, he wipes out JC Jade by accident.
Right, knocks her
And
off the apron.
this gives Chase enough time to roll him up and pin him. And that is the victory dance. So now we have new tag team champions after Tony D and Stacks were fighting everybody, giving everybody an opportunity, only to come up short.
Yeah, I'm surprising title change, I thought. I figured they had put a lot of time and effort into Tony and Stacks, the whole storyline, overcoming Gallus, the jail thing, which was really dragged out. And then had that twist at the end. which was interesting. I still feel like Gallus is getting the short end of the stick. I know you're not really a Gallus fan, but they need to be in the title picture. They're fucking good.
They'll come back. It's okay.
I know. I there's only like if you notice, because I think NXT they record 2 episodes at a time, and like if you're not on for 2 weeks, that means you're probably not going to be on for a while. So the short outage is kind of like a longer outage. I like Alice a lot. I like the hard hitting style. It it makes it easier to suspend the disbelief because like they hit and it looks fucking real. So that's why I like Alice. Um, I don't know. Chase U, I'm still waiting for Duke Hudson to something or other. I feel like Duke Hudson and JC Jane would be the next like heelish kind of sort of couple non-couple dynamic.
I don't want that
Mm.
because that leads to cringe. Like it's like the dark side of the force.
Mhm.
Relationships lead to cringe.
They
Cringe leads
can.
to suffering.
With what was it? Index and Duke Hudson and what was Steph Delander's name back then? I don't remember. I don't remember it. Wow. But that was fun. That was cringe, but it was also fun. It was fun and cringe at the same time. It's a tough balance.
Yeah, hindsight's 2020 cringe.
Mhm.
Richard Riz. If there's nothing further, I say we move on to the next match on the card, and I agree with you.
Next up, we had Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal, the Blacklight match. I don't want to call it a lights out match because you can't, because that's not what this was. You know how I know it's not what this was? Because it wasn't the last match on the card, and the entire audience was there, and there was nothing lights out about it other than the regular house lights were off.
Can't.
Someone please tell Michaels what a lights out match is.
Yeah, it's more like a blackout party, but there's lights still. Not even that. It's so stupid.
So a lights out match, yeah, a lights out match can have lights. It's just that it's
No
the po-
sanctions.
right. It's unsanctioned. So you make it the last match. You make it after your advertised main event because after that you're officially off the air.
Yeah, lights out is Adam Cole versus, we can't say his name anymore because he's not that anymore. But formerly known as Velveteen Dream. That's a lights out match.
Yeah.
I think Adam Cole had one with Kyle O'Reilly.
Yep.
So
That was Dave Mustaine, Kyle.
yeah, so there you go. It's been done before, and I guess they just whatever. What was the finish here? You remember?
It's
I
written
know
here
Blair won.
somewhere. Knee to the face.
Oh, that's a great way to finish somebody. I think.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I mean, it is. It's her finisher, but oh, like I like Blair Davenport. I like GiGi better. Blair to me
Damn
seems
it!
to
Why'd it
be
go away? No one would know.
Blair
It
to
just.
me
Hmm.
seems to be having uh some technical difficulties adjusting to the American style.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's so used to like the British and Japan style. But I think she better translated than Kenny Omega did, for instance. So little more polishing within NXT. I really really want them to stop crapping on GiGi though, because I love me some GiGi and she's fucking good.
Yeah, she's hot. All
Yeah.
right.
Next up was our main event for the NXT Women's Championship. The man, Becky Lynch, defending against still no nickname, huh? Lyra Valkyria, the feathers, and she had the thing and the thing. Pretty good match. I liked it. It was okay. Pretty good, like I said. But every title that was on the line night one of Halloween Havoc 2023 changed hands.
Wow, all two.
All two.
Monumental.
But I mean, it's 2 for 2. That's 100% ratio there.
Well, I guess television wise, but I'm pretty sure they recorded them back to back.
Yeah, probably.
So
I feel like part of the story here, we can't talk about this match without talking about who was watching from the balcony.
yes, it was Jade Cargill, not to be confused with Jesus, who is a man. But Jade Cargill, she was there. And
Mm,
what does that mean? Because she's just showing up. So it could be hello, Becky, or hello, whoever's the winner. But I just don't see her making a pit stop there. I think it should be Raw, but we'll see. I mean, I just think it's weird that, like, if somebody's treated like such a star, like the number one draft pick or whatever, it's like,
mhm.
why bother? You know what I mean? Why are you even stopping there? Doesn't make sense to me.
I feel like that they're really only doing it to get people talking. But
Well, yeah,
ultimately,
because everywhere she shows up, it's like, oh my God. Like, I thought Booker T was going to swallow his tongue.
maybe he did.
Yeah,
Durr. Anyway, that was a little too Ron Simmons. But
that was all Ron Simmons. There was no Booker T in that.
yeah, you're right.
Come on, man.
So she's obviously like getting some reps in at the performance center. She's, learning the WWE style.
Oh,
But
I like it.
right?
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. That's Booker T.
That is Booker T. Um can't stand it. But yeah, she's definitely going to end up on either Raw or SmackDown, probably SmackDown. Like the stare down with Charlotte just felt like it.
I mean, she was in Becky's face too on Monday. So really, you can't take a guarantee on that.
You're right. I can't.
Each
Just
one it's like a 50-50 here.
yep. But
Yeah.
definitely main event stuff. Definitely main roster stuff for Jade, and they're they're building the anticipation.
Yeah.
It's like
So
she might not even have anything to do until like Rumble.
maybe, yeah.
Just
Well, she'll
2 months
probably be
away,
in
3
there.
months away.
That'll probably be the debut is the Rumble to
Hmm.
wrestle.
Yeah, she is not going to be number one. If she is number one, she's going to feud with Becky, who is going to like eliminate her, or Charlotte, who's going to eliminate her, or Asuka, who's going to eliminate her. But more likely
Was
Becky or Charlotte.
I go as far as to say they give it to her because then you got more storyline with the whole who is she gonna fight type of deal, and that's a whole nother thing.
More question marks.
Yeah, exactly.
So if they do that, there's no way she's number one or two. She's coming out at like 20s.
Yeah, she's not like even then. Cody didn't come out like that, did he?
Cody
Like
was
Cody,
30.
yeah, exactly. So, and she doesn't have the tank that he does, or or anyone that comes in at number one. I don't know if she has like a Natalia tank. You know what I mean? That's just some people just built different.
Yeah, like so in
Maybe she has
AEW.
great cardio. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Right. But if anyone that is watching and or listening that didn't see her in AEW, she was given kind of the Goldberg treatment. It's like, okay, go in, bing bang boom, you win and come back and you head to the back. Her later matches went a little longer, went a bit longer. I don't think any match went more than like 15, maybe 20 minutes most, which is not a short match, but WWE main event, like kind of like Rumble, we know can go long. They're
I
not
don't
gonna
want her to blow up.
exactly. They're not gonna want her in there for 20 minutes.
I
They
don't
don't
want
want
her
no
to blow
exposure.
up. I don't need to see her taking a powder
Right.
like they do. Forget that. Maybe she'll like eliminate somebody who eliminated a lot of people, or maybe she'll go for a record or something. But if she's coming in later, who knows? I don't know if 30 would be it. Maybe mid-20s, like
Yeah.
25.
They could give her the men's Royal Rumble record holder number 27.
Could do that. We'll see about that. But the finish to this match, a manhandle slam, didn't really hit its mark. It got like reverse a dude into a flippy dip, like she pinned her, like had the hands, arms, and legs.
Mm-hmm.
Lyra Valkyria, 1, 2, 3. I didn't see Becky walking away with it actually, because I figured this was the plan. You know, just give her a countrywoman the rub there and move on out back to home team.
Yep.
So overall, I thought it was decent. It was where it was supposed to be on a Tuesday. Like I don't think this is premium live event level, but a decent episode of NXT, I'd say.
Right.
So
Agreed.
well, Rich the Riz, that was only part one of Halloween Havoc. Today, well, the same day, we're gonna talk about 2 week, the second time, part the second of Halloween Havoc.
2.
That's right, 2. And this is, of course, Mr. Stone himself. May he rest in peace. Versus Braun Breaker in a match, a singles match for some reason. So lucky
Challenged
for,
him.
yeah, he did. I would say he's challenged.
Say
by
this for you,
challenging
Vaughn.
him. Yeah, he said, last week, on Halloween Havoc, he was trying to do his little walkie walk there, and Stone's like, I'm doing this, I just want to slap him because he hurt my friend. And he's like, I'm your friend. He's like, yeah, you're my friend. I thought we did this already. But it's like, oh yeah, maybe the brain damage. That's pretty cool. Good continuity. I mean, it's not cool that brain damage isn't cool. I'm just saying the continuity is cool. Yeah.
Yes. Fixed it for you.
Or
Honestly, I think we're going to get something happen. Maybe Von Wagner manages to walk out or whatever. Cause distraction, and Stone gets the win. Why? Because they keep crapping on Braun Breaker. And with this Braun Breaker character, I'm okay with it.
I don't know if they're crapping on Braun Breaker. He did take out Von Wagner, but he still lost to Baron Corbin, which I guess
That's what I mean.
makes you correct. All righty.
What are we talking about here?
What we're talking about is the Creed brothers versus Angel Garza and Hamburger Carrillo in a NXT spin the wheel, make the deals, tables, ladders, and scares match. What does that mean? Will there be ghosts? I don't know. Honestly,
Will they have zombie ref? I don't know.
maybe. Wait, is this the same match that with the zombies? Is this with
Oh, I hope not. That was sponsored by something last year.
Oh my God, is this the sponsored match? I hope it's Twix or Skittles. You don't hear a lot about Skittles anymore.
I think they don't need advertising. I think it's you either eat Skittles or you don't.
Yes, but what about now and later? Remember those?
Those aren't talked about. Are they still around?
They could be. I think they are. I just don't touch them anymore. Like for a long time because I don't know where to get them. They're probably not available because they're hard. It takes a long time to get through. You remember those? It's a long time ago.
Yeah, I wasn't really a now and later person.
Yes, because you had money. I'm just kidding. I don't know where that came from. All right,
I did not have money. I did not. Dude, I was a quarter drink kid, okay?
So was I. That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you got a good amount for a quarter back then. It's a good amount. It was a good amount. It was a good amount. I don't care what anybody says. All right. Well, what about the one you ever get the one that looks like it's in a barrel? It's almost like a barrel shape, like a little barrel.
Yeah, those were a little newer.
Yeah, I liked those. Okay. Done being old people.
Sugared colored water.
Sugared colored water works for me. I grew up fine. What year is it? But speaking of year, is it Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus Rhea Ripley? Not versus Rhea Ripley. It's weird that they're going straight to Eddie Guerrero China Intercontinental title. But Dirty Dominic Mysterio with Rhea Ripley versus Nathan Frazier. Okay. I mean, Dominic wins. Next, please. I don't know what to do here.
Probably.
Nathan Frazier's a good wrestler,
hmm
but I still say his music doesn't fit him because, it's just cooler than him. His whole entrance thing, if they're still doing the same thing with him, I thought it was cool before. I don't know about now. I don't even remember.
Am I the only one that's confused with his talk show title?
What's his talk show title again?
Hard Home Hitting Truths.
Is he from a place called Hard Home?
He's Welsh, I believe. So
it sounds like a place in Game of Thrones.
So there's a hard hitting truth, right? And there's things when something hits home, and it's they combine the two, and I don't know why.
I guess it's we're talking about it, right? It's kind of better than the Nathan Frazier show. Why not just call it Frazier? Oh yeah, probably can't call it Frazier.
I do want to see the reboot, but that's,
no thanks.
That's for another podcast.
No thanks. All righty. No, you can say it. It's fine if you are. I am not. I don't care for reboots and recontinuations and shit like that. It's not as good. But hey, sometimes you could be surprised. Speaking of being surprised, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven will take on Thea Hale and Chasey Jade of Chase University. And this is for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, which I would be okay with it if they won them, because then that brings the NXT Championships to what they originally were supposed to be. But it's probably going to be Chelsea Green and Piper Niven.
This gimmick that they have with Chelsea and Piper, where Chelsea just annoys everyone, and then when someone gets unhappy with it, she sticks Piper on them. I like it.
She was a wolf this time. She was the bad wolf.
She was the big bad wolf.
Big bad
and it was funny.
wolf.
She had a wolf mask, and then she took off the wolf mask, and she had wolf face paint.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I like that. Because you don't expect that. You expect that if there's a mask, that there's no paint.
That's true.
So
it's this next match, I don't know if it should be a mirror match of some kind, but it's Tiffany Stratton versus Fallon Henley.
I had no idea that was Fallon Henley as fake Tiffany Stratton.
I had to be told that it was.
Same.
I was like, this is crazy. Who does she have? A sister? Is this Tiffany Stratton? Are those twins? What's going on here? But no,
twin magic.
Tiffany. It was Fallon Henley, and off of that little interaction they had, now there is a match. Tiffany Stratton probably takes this one. I think to build her back up and challenge for the championship that she got the brakes beat off of her for twice.
Yep.
She couldn't get it. So
we haven't seen Tiffany since other than this week. We haven't seen her in a match since she lost to Becky the second time, right?
No, we haven't. So she may be changed in a way that's positive. One of the best wrestlers on NXT, I'd argue. Period. Which is weird. No, she's got a character. She's annoying. You root for her to get beat up.
Character-wise, she's up there. In-ring stuff. She had the brass knuckles the wrong way.
Yeah, I guess so. But that's not wrestling. That's a gimmick match. But you should know how to hold brass knuckles. I don't know. I just thought maybe she was just being blonde. What? We can't do those jokes anymore? You can't even joke about blondes being ditzy. I thought this was America. All righty. Next matchup here on the card. Ilya Dragunov versus Carmelo Hayes in a single match for the NXT Championship. Carmelo Hayes a little bit indignant when asked about, hey, did you do it? He's like, no, I didn't do that. And we're all like, yeah, he did that shit. But then it's like, I don't know, did Corbin do that shit? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Because Corbin was all like, Mello did that shit. I don't know. Because it's weird. And also, Braun could have did that shit. Because Braun was talking to him. He's like, yeah, whatever. I don't know if you did it or not, but you definitely probably did it. But whatever. Because then it could be you beat Dragunov, and I take care of whatever. And then it's me and you again. And then we can do it again. He's being positive. He's talking about making money, taking a championship from him. What do you think?
So there have been a lot of times, particularly in NXT, where someone gets attacked, the person doesn't know who it was, and they leave it open forever to really give a hint as to who it was, and then like when you ultimately find out, I think because they haven't written it yet. I think that's what they're doing. They're leaving it open for themselves so that wherever, like the storyline and the fans' reaction, wherever it leads, that's where they're going to go, right?
Yeah.
So I can't predict whether or not it was Hayes. I do believe Corbin that it wasn't him.
You know what? I don't believe a word that man says. However, I don't know. I think Melo did that shit.
Yeah.
They go play that video just like they did when they found out it was Triple H who attacked Shawn Michaels. We've discussed this last week. And it's going to go from there.
It's funny you mentioned that. You know what song came on my Pandora earlier today?
What's that?
My Sacrifice.
My Sacrifice. All right.
But yeah, so this is Ilya versus Carmelo 3, I believe, right?
Trois. Tres. Trace.
And they're 1-1.
I think you give it to Dragunov.
Yeah. Like I said last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, you give Dragunov a good long run. This is what I think. I don't remember if I detailed this last time. But either way, you give Ilya Dragunov a long enough run with the NXT title that they start to compare it to Gunther's reign with the NXT UK title. And then when Ilya finally does drop it in 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 months, you bring him up to wherever Gunther is. Maybe Gunther still has the IC title, maybe not, whatever. You do the feud there. Why? Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It worked in the UK. I'm pretty sure they had a match in regular NXT, or a couple of them. Ilya just wasn't as established yet. You establish Ilya, you bring it to the main stage, you tell the story of Gunther. We already know his IC title reign. You mention his UK title reign. You mention the matches he had with Ilya in NXT UK. You talk about, you hype up Ilya's long NXT title run, and you say this is a clash of the in-ring titans. Ilya might not look like a titan, but they fight like titans. He has the heart. He has the toughness of a titan. You make money on this feud.
Just call me Juice Robinson. Because I rock hard. I can't believe it took you that long. But yes, I rock hard over this. I didn't think about that. Like a titan.
There you go. Titans. The Titans.
Next week.
Titan.
Not only is it Crown Jewel, Richard Riz. It's not just that. It's the final episode of Attack on Titan. I'm having a big Saturday.
Oh, boy.
I'm rock hard. All righty.
We didn't talk about Tozawa with the cup.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Due to Akira Tozawa absconding with the Heritage Cup on NXT, these basement bookers are too distraught to continue on. We cannot provide Crown Jewel picks and predictions in this episode. But stay tuned, because this week, as far as Basement Booker's content, it's going to be fucking weird. You're going to see something that you've never seen before, probably. And it's going to blow your MFing head back. And you're going to be rock hard with fury and anger after being let down, because all it is probably going to drop the episode on Friday for you guys. So I know, right? So you have plenty of time to check out the Crown Jewel picks and predictions episode before Crown Jewel, which is at like 1 p.m. or something, right? So
Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern.
That's right. There are other time zones. We respect all of our fans and their different time zones. So come on down. Thanks for coming down. Rich the Riz, your final words on this episode. Anything you want to say? You got the floor, boy.
As champion, thank you. Thank you, Jeff, for all your hard work with all the overlays and everything. Everything looks great. I can't wait for Halloween. This is my favorite time of year. This was a little preview of my costume this year. I might send a pic somewhere on our socials. Speaking of our socials, link trees down below. It's got all of them. What are your thoughts on what is this? The Halloween Havoc, all of that. Predictions for this, that, and the other. Thoughts on all of the above. Let us know. Comments down below. Linktree, Instagram, this one, that one, the other one. X. Don't forget the X. And Jer's got a parting message.
The match of life is scheduled for one fall. So make it count.
Do what the man says.
Follow the Bookers.
Ah!